So I'm not going back and forth with a man who thinks that they should be in my position. If you want to be in my position, get in my position.
Do you believe that?
Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show on YouTube at Bluff City Media. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Anthony Sain.
Acknowledge me.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to The Anthony Sain Show here in Bluff City Media Studio. Kenny Stubblefield behind the glass. What it do, my guy?
My guy, have you ever had one of those days that starts off rough?
Yeah.
Then you come into work, you come into the studio, and it just gets better.
Yeah, I'm going through that right now.
This is a good day,
Yeah, man. Fire day. It started off pretty rough, man. Had a little nonsense going on in my life, man. But coming here with y'all has been better. Got my kid with me, man. It's Halloween night.
Big Gabe.
Big Gabe in the building. He getting geared up, ready to do his Halloween thing. I'm going to tell you a disappointing thing. I'm going to do some Grizzlies talk, but I ain't going to do a lot of it because we got Parish Sharkey going to jump on with us today for the sit down with Sain. He's in full Big J journalistic mode, so we'll bring him on to talk. So I'm not gonna waste you guys' time talking a lot of Grizzlies stuff. But I'm gonna tell you what hurts my heart, man. And I got Gabe in the studio, and as I look at him, man, it's hard to look at the kid. I'm gonna tell you why I can. Gabe was supposed to be born in December, like mid-December of 2000 whatever year, 2013, right? So Gabe was 2 months premature.
Oh, wow.
Right. So, I mean, and me and his mom had it planned, we're going to have a Christmas baby. So we were like planning all this, we're about to have a Christmas baby type stuff, right? And so then he came early and we was like, all right, we got to have a Halloween baby.
He's a Halloween baby.
Right. So Gabe, we were like dressing him up in costumes and stuff. And I'm a big Marvel and just like superhero fan. So, you know, every year, like I want to say for his first Halloween. His first Halloween, I dressed him up as Bane. He had a mask and everything. I'll find the pictures for you.
Heck yeah, man.
So he was Bane for his very first Halloween, right? And then he was like, we did Batman and Robin. I was Batman, he was Robin. And we would just like really make a big deal out of Halloween, right? I was like, yeah, man. And even when me and Stephanie got divorced, I was like, all right, when we did the parenting plan, I was like, I want Halloween every year. And I've gotten Gabe for Halloween every year, right? Guess what happened, Kenny Stubblefield?
What's that?
Gabe don't give a shit about Halloween no more.
He don't care anymore?
No. Gabe. He don't care about dressing up. If you take him to a fall festival, he got some candy. He's cool with that.
But I see him eating candy right now. He likes the candy.
But like the whole like father son,
yeah,
nah. He been out on that for a minute, man. There was one year like during the pandemic, the year of the pandemic, he was Spider-Man and I was Tony Stark. And it was right behind the movie when they were like the mentor thing.
Yeah.
And we both had the glasses.
I love that.
But he was sick that day. And that was the last year he gave a damn. I think because
wow.
But sometimes he'll pull out like the last minute, oh yeah, I do want to be something. I want to be somebody. Like I think
but not this year.
And when I say he don't give a damn, I'm saying by comparison.
Right.
Like it used to be a really big deal.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh well. Right now, he's like focused on sports and Gabe knows
his recruitment, his open recruitment.
Yeah, his open recruitment, getting calls from Coach Prime. Shout out to Doc Holliday on Twitter today. Doc had me dying laughing, bro. But no, he's just like into other stuff, man. Like because he's going trick or treating tonight.
Yeah,
but it's like,
is he dressing up?
You dressing up, Gabe? He threw the thumbs up that he's dressing up.
That's what's up, my guy.
At first, he was like, he got a costume in his bag, and he was like, well, I'm probably not wearing this. But then he's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and put it on. I'm about to flip this whole shit over real fast. I did flip it over.
Yeah, hey.
Hold on. Yeah, you might have to cut that. No, I'm back. Look at that.
We good,
Look at that bounce back.
Professional.
No, it ain't back. There it is.
There it is.
I think we good. Yeah, look at that.
Hey, professional, baby.
Yeah, don't play with me, bro. God damn it. But yeah, so yeah, that's my sad admission on today, man. That my son.
I honestly thought my daughter, who's 11, was over it. But this year, she's going to dress as Travis Kelce.
For real? I think he's going to get a rebirth of it. I think he kind of feels too big for it now.
Yeah.
But in a while, it'll be like the cool.
She's 11, so she went to school today dressed as Travis Kelce. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think in a couple of years, he'll be back.
He'll be back.
He'll be awesome.
Is Halloween your favorite holiday?
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's up there. It used to be, but now it's up there now.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole Halloween / fall festival celebration of the season change.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing is dope to me.
Did you give any thought to putting on a costume today for the show?
No, not at all.
Not even a little bit? All right.
That's even when I did stuff with him, I would do it, but I didn't really want to do it.
I mean, in a few hours, you'll see TJ and Trey's show. They dressed up.
Yeah, I heard you tell me about it. Yeah, but yeah, man. But your Memphis Grizzlies are 0-4 at the time of this recording. If you're watching this on Wednesday, it is game day. They're preparing to take on your Utah Jazz on the road. 0-4 Grizzlies. Lost last night, 125-110 to the Dallas Mavericks inside the FedEx Forum. Luka Doncic looking like the coldest dude to ever pick up a basketball, man. Luka Doncic is so frustrating because nothing about him aesthetically like lines up with what he's out there doing.
Nothing.
Nothing about him. He's got like big ankles, like he's not a muscle on his body, not quick at all. It's all just like step back, step back, step back, knocking down these ridiculous leaning fall back threes. And I'm like, man, he talks plenty of shit. He is so frustrating to watch as an opposing player. No matter who you threw on him, he's lighting their ass up. He's like falling back in threes. And there were moments at the end of the game where we got the game within 4 or 6 points, something like that, and he's knocking down these backbreaker threes. Looks like he's poised.
Did he hit like 4 in a row at the end of the second half or something?
It was at least 3. It was at least 3 for sure.
One over Jaren. Oh, God.
Yeah, he's just out there just doing sick stuff to us. He is white James Harden. He has the same exact game as Super James Harden had a few years ago. They do the exact same stuff, except for he gets in the post. He has this thing he does in the post where he kills your ass too. But Luka is a exceptional player. A lot of people who know me, who've been following me for a while, they say that I was wrong about Luka Doncic, right? Like that's the thing that people say. So, Sain, you said Luka Doncic is gonna suck. I ain't never said he's gonna suck. I didn't think he's gonna be this. and it's crazy because what triggered me with Luka Doncic was people were saying, well, he's kind of like a James Harden comp. I was like, man, have y'all lost y'all mind? This slow-ass white dude from Slovenia, wherever he's from, is not no freaking...
Because that was in the middle of prime James Harden.
Yeah, it was in the middle of prime James Harden. They were like, yeah, this dude's a James Harden comp. Like, man, all right, man, stop. Like, what are y'all, based on what, bro? This dude's not that good. And then it was like, then one dude was like, Penny Hardaway is going to be his floor. I was like, all right. See, y'all making me mad for
Come
real,
on, man.
So at that point, it was an all-out assault on Luka Doncic. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I knew he'd be a good player, but I didn't think he'd be this. I didn't think he'd be what people were saying.
Well, when you come into the league at 31 years old.
Right. If you're 28 as a rookie, I mean, damn.
You should be.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's an inside joke. I do think Luka Doncic is older than what he is. Shout out to Bismack Biyombo as well.
31-year-old Bismack?
Yeah, here's the thing with the Grizzlies, man. I'm going to get out you guys' way so we can talk to Parish Sharkey. The Grizzlies are extremely shorthanded.
Yeah.
And it's painful, man, because it's like Jaren had a big game last night. Xavier Tillman looks like the minutes load he's getting, he just can't deal with it.
Help is coming.
There's no other bigs on this roster. Help is coming in Bismack Biyombo. Santi Aldama's still out. Coach Jenkins said that he will start revving up this week to try to get him back going, ready to get back on the court. I'd expect he maybe misses a couple more games, maybe 3. Probably back by this time next week for Santi, for sure. Maybe against that Miami Heat team.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's it. Shout out to people who came to the last one. It was a dope situation for sure. You're going to get Luke Kennard back probably. I'm saying he's probably going to be back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And we haven't, I know by the time we record this.
Well, both are playing 5s today.
Right.
This is Tuesday. Yeah, both are playing 5s today, I think.
So by the time that this comes out, the injury report will come out. So you'll know. I'm looking forward to it, man. They're just extremely shorthanded right now. Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., they're bringing it. They're warming up. Marcus Smart and Desmond Bain both had very positive comments to say about the team. I'm loving Marcus Smart playing on this team, bro. Like, he's doing so many little things and big things at the same time for this team.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dylan Brooks, who got his ass Next on the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute. The national media hasn't really come around on this team, but I think they have more than enough to be, truthfully, the best team in conference. I mean, you're going to have a really good player coming off of the bench for the Tigers. A double-digit scorer.
Multiple really good players.
But I'm saying like a Jaquan Walton or a David Jones, one of those, like somebody's going to come off the bench for this team.
Yeah.
That's how much talent they have top to bottom. Javon Quinterly and Jordan Brown were 5-star recruits out of high school, and they've been in college for 4 years.
Right.
And they've done well in
And been
college.
productive, yeah.
They have more than enough talent, top to bottom. Javon Quinterly, Caleb Mills, David Jones, or Jaquan Walton, whatever you want it to be, Nick Jourdain, freaking Jordan. Like, they're 8 guys deep of productive starters at this level, proven productive starters at this level.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
If I hear
reason.
one more time post game from anybody, staff, player, fan, they ran something defensively we hadn't seen on film, I'm going to lose my mind.
If you and I were head coaches for 2 different teams, do you think you would change up just a little bit what you do
Oh, yeah.
every game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hope our defense is doing that. I hope our offense is doing that. I legitimately, when I heard that, I was like, I misunderstood the statement. Or he misunderstood the question. Because there's no way in hell you want me to believe that you were like, they just didn't run the same thing that we've seen on film the past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It's like taking a test and expecting all the answers to be given to you beforehand.
Look, I mean,
The questions were different than the practice test.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And this is going to be Gabe Davis, over 19.5 longest receptions, minus 110. I know I saw this over at DraftKings. This is a guy who's went now 6 games in a row dating back to last year. And so he has hit this, and it's not even close. Like, some people are all over his over 2.5 receptions against the Jaguars, over his, I think it's 41 or 46.5 receiving yards. He is a guy who catches deep balls.
Tune into Bluff City Bets presented for literacy.org/bluff-city.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Got my guy Parish Sharkey in again, a.k.a. Jonathan J. Journalist at the Grizzly games, man.
Big J journalist.
Yeah, man. Oh, he's a huge J journalist, man. At the games, I mess with Paris because when I'm at the games, I'm straight bullshitting for the most part. I'm not there for any purpose. Like, I don't have any story to write. I watch the games so I can kind of get a feel for the crowd of the games. But Paris is locked in. He's got his pre-drafts ready with his templates and you know what I mean, the keys to the game. And
How fast does he type? That's the question.
man, I mess with him so much, man. I probably get on his nerves, man, because I'm messing with the dude the entire game, man.
You good.
Paris having stuff broke down in his little outline, and he just going in filling in stuff, and with the final score of X to X, and he goes in and swaps the X out for some actual.
How quickly do you get your article done?
Honestly, I get that job done before I leave the arena.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I get home and like make sure I proofread and have the editing right
Man.
before I send it off.
I make it a personal mission to mess with the actual journalists that are there. Got stories to write. I screw around with them the entire night. So yeah, but Parish being there joint locked in. Do you know what I mean? Oh man, come on, y'all bullshit. In the middle of the meeting, I'm in it like it's a regular. I come at the house. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people using the Balance app who can't watch shit. That shit is funny as hell, bro. That shit is funny as hell.
Is it worse this year than it's ever been? It feels like every game they're like,
Yeah, because the preseason. I think it was the second preseason game they had problems or something.
Sharon Brown, me and her have the same secondary service. It's a secondary service. It's primary to me that I use to watch the games with this bootleg service I got. And she was like, man, I had to put the service down, man. I had to go and get legit. My stuff was messing up too much. I said, oh, yeah, all right.
Nah.
Halftime, the same game. She hit me back. I'm back on out. I told you, man. I'm not, man. Bally's is trash, bro.
Yes,
And shout out to PAX 50, which is the last. Clapping away the whole game.
They had me tripping.
I be there straight bullshit, talking shit, loud like I'm a fan. But anyway,
I mean, we all fans.
I be in fan mode. They ain't never really came to me. They came to me about it one time.
For real.
Because I offended one of the workers there. But I regret that too, because I said something that kind of bothered her. It was offensive. But anyway, my man Parish Sharkey is here. Parish, what is your overall concern for the Grizzlies' 0-4 start? I'm not really tripping. It sucks to see. I see some good stuff. I see some bad stuff, of course. What are your thoughts on the Grizzlies 0-4 start so far?
Man, my thoughts is they are missing 5 of their top 8 players. I mean, that's pretty simple as that. I mean, you missing that many guys in your top half of your rotation. I don't expect you to really be good.
Yeah.
Although you have your second and third best player in Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson. And they finally had a good game together. And then Marcus Smart had a good game, but nobody else had a good game.
Yeah.
Right. And role players are role players for a reason. You got your bottom half of your rotation in Jake Laravias, the John Conchars, the David Roddies. They're playing more minutes than they will probably play when you actually get some guys back. So I'm not concerned really. Like Desmond Bane says in the press conferences, it's 82 games. It's a long season. We ain't even finished October yet. So you still got November, December, January, February, March, and April. Like you got a whole season left. So I'm not too worried right now. It is just a little worried because they are 0-4. So you are going to have some sense of worry. But overall, now you got 78 games left. Desmond Bane said last night they can go 78-4. So you good.
Well, they ain't going 78-4, but they can do something. But it's good to have somebody who's positive about the whole thing. I'm fatigued, man, from just battling with people who are on this doomsday stuff on Twitter. I'm like, man, it is what it is, man. You're out a lot of dudes. And three of those guys will be back soon. Brandon Clark, you could possibly get him at some point this year. Steven Adams is gone for the season. We know that. But the thing is that 2 of your key reserves are gone. Probably your 2 best reserves are gone.
2 best scorers.
And Santi and Luke Kennard. Both of those guys are gone. Plus John Moran, of course. And then you got a guy like Zaire who, once you're full strength, he's going to be a reserve. Yep. Xavier Tillman, for the most part, is a reserve as well. So it's kind of rough that you've got those particular guys missing, all things considered. But like you said, we have seen some bright moments. I don't know if you spoke about this or not, but Marcus Smart and Desmond Bane had very positive. You talked about Bane's comments.
Yep.
Both Smart and Bane had very positive comments to say. Marcus Smart said he feels things coming together. This is still a very good team. That doesn't sound like just BS talk to me. That sounds like, I agree with him, man. They are a very talented bunch, but they're getting to know each other for one. They've got their number one guy missing, and they've got other key guys missing as well. And like I said, I think that things are going to immediately get better once you get Bismack Biyombo in, who we'll talk about later, as well as get Luke Kennard back and get Santi back. I think this team, at that point, just become that much better because you're playing 2 guys right now who, for all intents and purposes, don't need to be on the court. That's Jake Laravia and David Roddy. You know what I mean? And Roddy's been fine in some moments. In some moments, he looks terrible. John Conchar, we've been giving him all this credit for looking better on the court. And you know, I'm the person who's been probably the most critical of him more than anybody. We give him all this credit for looking better on the court, all while scoring like 2 points, 4 points. Like he ain't scoring. He just ain't doing dumb shit. Like he's good enough to be on the court, basically. So, what were your thoughts on the comments made by Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart?
I love his true leadership. And that's why you brought Marcus Smart here. And I got the pleasure of talking to him in the locker room on Friday. And even then, before they went to Washington, it was just, hey, Marcus Smart, like, hey, we still developing the chemistry. You know, this team is new. You learned about the Steve Adams news the Sunday before the season started. That Monday, I think that's when Santi hurt his ankle. Like, that happened back-to-back right before the season started. So just like that, you got a whole new rotation starting opening night. So, of course, you're going to have some chemistry issues. But, yeah, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane just seemed very lax. Like, yeah, it's the beginning. He said last night specifically they lost 8 or 9 games before last year. And they won that mean losing streak.
I remember that streak.
And you just like, it happened at the beginning of the season. So it was, you know, it wasn't as, you know, as publicized because it wasn't the beginning. They were already the number 2 seed when it happened. They still remained. So this year, yeah, you start off 0-4. So it's the beginning of the season. It's more eyes on it. But when it boiled down to it, just get one win. Just get one on the board. Yeah. Once you get that one, you probably in business.
Yeah, and you mentioned Marcus Smart, of course, who, in my eyes, is I had high expectations for him. I thought he'd be a tremendous defensive player, provide a lot of leadership to this team. I wasn't expecting 17 points a game, which is what we've gotten from Marcus Smart. He was 5 of 10 from 3 last night. So far in the season, averaging around 17 points a game, which is 6 points more than what he scored last year in Boston. 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Are you surprised at all to see how much of a offensive contributor he stepped up to be? Of course, he kind of has to because of the guys who got out. But are you surprised that he's been able to do it as efficiently as he's been able to do it?
Not really. I think about his days in Boston. Look who he's playing with. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are taking the majority of the shots.
Right.
So of course, do I see him averaging 17 with them? No. When Ja Morant gets back, do I see him averaging 17 with us? No. So hypothetically, I think in the situations that I've seen him in, even in Boston, when Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum were to miss a game, he does step up typically. So it doesn't shock me. I think it not so much surprises me, it more so goes back to, you know, we watch the Grizzlies every game. I didn't watch Boston every single game into the playoffs, right? Or they had a national TV game over and they played the Grizzlies. So seeing some of his playmaking, you know, he wasn't necessarily a true point guard, but I'm seeing true point guard skills out of him. And I didn't necessarily see that.
Especially in the half court.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't necessarily see that in the games I saw, like in the playoffs when the game slowed down, they making sure Jason Tatum get the majority of the shots. I didn't necessarily see that. Maybe it may have been system, maybe, you know, a couple other things. Maybe he did show those skills in the games I didn't see because I didn't see Boston throughout his whole time there. But I am not necessarily surprised, but it is intriguing me seeing like, oh, he's a true point guard. He's passing it. He's stopping on a dime and making like real playmaking type of plays that I didn't necessarily see all the time when I saw him play in Boston.
I've been pretty positive about the Jaren Jackson Jr., Xavier Tillman front court. We haven't really seen them have a good game at the same time, but we've seen good games out of both of those guys. Tillman has kind of tailed off in the last few games. Do you think? I think that a lot of their struggles are because they are the only 2 bigs on the court, and they can't play together outside than literally the first rotation of the game and the last rotation of the game. You're not really seeing those guys out there on the court together because they're separating them out and staggering their minutes for them to be the only big on the court. What do you think that front court can hold up? That starting front court. I know you're getting Bismack Biyombo in, but do you think that starting front court is one that you can have roll out as your 5 and your 4 for the rest of the season?
I believe so. You just need the backups behind them so you don't have to split them up so much. So when you get Bismack Biyombo, when you get Asante Adama back, you actually have a real true backup 4 and 5. Right now, you don't. They're the backup 5. Like one of them are the backups to their own selves at the 5.
They're backing each other up. Right.
And you got a bunch of threes playing the 4. So it's very like really entangled right now. So when it just comes back to having bodies come back on the court for you. And even they may have to potentially, we talked about this before with a Brandon Clark or a Steven Adams, you can't have 2 guys out for the season. Like in my opinion, you may have to trade one of them and get something back and get somebody that's actually going to be able to play this season. Because having 2 guys in the front court just out for the season like that is just going to hurt you if you're really trying to contend this season.
Yeah. Something else that I've noticed that I gave the new offense a lot of credit for the open looks that it gets. You know what I mean? But one of those open looks is the Xavier Tillman corner three, which is a little bit too open for me, man. I'm like, all right, bro. All right, bro. Enough of this.
It's open for
I'm
a
like,
reason.
all right, bro. Like, I can't deal with too many more of the Xavier Tillman open corner threes, bro. Because I'm like, man, like, fam, like, like, all right, bro, all right. Like, you ought to realize after a while, all right, man, this feels like everybody's laughing at this except for me. Seems like the joke's on me with these open corner threes that he gets.
Be like, bro, it's open for a reason, man.
It's open for a reason. Like, man, good God. But with that being said, man, like, what do you think about the offense? Because I'm thinking, like, okay, when Santi comes, there might be him in that corner that's open like that. You know what I mean? And here's the other thing, too, with the whole 5-out thing. I think once you got a for sure elite level playmaker a guy who can get to the basket like Ja, it's going to make the 5-out look better. Right now, you're doing it with Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart as your guys who are going to the basket. So I think that if Ja's the guy with the ball in his hand, it'll make it look better. And it may not be a kick out to Xavier Tillman that ends up being your best outlet for the play. But right now, the Xavier Tillman open three-pointer is not the play that I would draw.
No.
I was like, all right, bro. Because here's my thing. I say this all the time. A bad shot is like a turnover to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the exact same thing to me. You might as well, if you're going to kick the ball out to Xavier Tillman for a corner three, you might as well just get it and punt it into the crowd. It's the same result, man. It's the exact same result. The other team gets the ball and they're coming the other way with it.
T-Mac that joint.
Right, exactly. We talked about Bismack Biyombo earlier. I'm excited about this signing. Something about Memphis Grizzlies fans, man, is that we're going to shit on most stuff that happens. Like, whatever it is, it's not enough.
Adams.
Why are we trading Marc Gasol for Jonas Valanciunas? Like, why are we doing that, right? Then it's like, oh, JV is Mark but tougher. You know, he's Mark but he gives a damn. You know, remember we were hearing that stuff. Like, he's Mark but he actually cares about scoring and rebounding. And oh man, imagine we had this dude with Zebo. You know, you had all that stuff, right? Then that turned into how are we trading our second best player in JV for Steven Adams, who ain't gonna do nothing but stand around and he can't move and now we can't get rid of Steven. I'm telling you, bro, like, this is going to happen again, bro. People are going to love Bismack Biyombo. He's a high energy dude. He's going to be out there looking like he's fighting people when he's out there playing basketball. He plays wild. He's athletic. He's going to block shots. He's going to rebound. He's going to dive on the basket. He's going to get tied up with people and pull them down to the ground. And all that kind of stuff is going to happen with him because he's just one of those type of dudes. Plus, he's got a great humanitarian story. We like that type of stuff here. I'm not saying get rid of Steven Adams, let Bismack Biyombo be your starting center, but we are going to like people. I'm telling you, you're going to like Bismack Biyombo. Go look at his highlights. Go look at his lowlights. You're still going to like. I mean, I know this is going to happen, bro. It happens every time.
Every time.
What are your thoughts on Bismack Biyombo coming here? I'm excited about it. I'm hearing people saying he's not tall enough. We need somebody over 7 foot. I was like, bro, if you name the top 5 or 6 centers in the NBA, most of them ain't even 7 feet tall. But anyway,
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't know he was that short.
I thought he was like 6. Time.
Nope.
And now you can kind of play two at the same time, on the same lineups. But yeah, man, I'm excited about Biyombo for sure. But in the comments, I want you guys to put what age you really think Bismack Biyombo is. Because I'm here to tell you he's not 31 years old. So,
I thought he was older.
Yeah, he's not. I'm telling you, I didn't have him listed as 31, but yeah, you can believe he's 31 years old, but no. So what's your guess? Now I'm gonna let the people, y'all go in the comments and tell me how old you think Bismack Biyombo really is, because you a damn fool if you think he's 31 years old. But I'm excited to see him here for sure, man. We talked about someone else who's not their age, Luka Doncic, in the first.
Bruh.
Man, Luka Doncic is not 25, man. All right, anyway, bro. All right, that's a conversation. We do this all the time. But speaking of guys who probably are the age that they are listed, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., Marcus Smart are really emerging as your big three.
Yep.
As we stand. I think that's good to see, man. We've seen Jaren. I think Jaren's averaging around 18 points, around 7 or 8 rebounds a game, which I'm surprised to see that. All the criticism we give to Jaren, he's still putting up, his numbers are fine rebounding. Last night, of course, was his best offensive game. I want to say he had 30 points, 31 points, I'm not mistaken, last night.
30 and 9. 30 points, 9 rebounds.
Yeah, for Jaren last night. Bane is looking like a guy who has to be on the court almost for you to be scoring consistently. And he's doing a great job. 3-point shooting, getting to the basket, mid-range, etc. But it kind of feels like it's too much for him. Like, he's not a one. You can't make him be your alpha. He can't be the best player on a bad team and take them from bad to good. And right now, as constructed with those guys out, we're looking like a bad team. But I think I am encouraged by what I'm seeing from those guys for sure. It's funny because with all the stuff that's going on with us, we're making like, oh man, it's fine. It'll be all right. Everything's good. But we're still destroying Jake Laravia. But Jake Laravia just catches strays. And we know he can't help it, man. It's wild because last year we saw him sparingly. You know what I mean? Then he had the injuries. Mm-hmm. Then we were like, well, he had a decent summer league. He's really bad though, man. Like, that dude had, what's the guy's name? Derrick Jones Jr. was out there looking like Mikal Bridges because of that dude, man. Like he can't defend anybody. Like, he's literally like, okay, I can't guard you. I'm about to foul you. It look like that's what he's saying. Like, I'm about
4 fouls in 6 minutes yesterday.
Because he's not an NBA defensive player, man. But poor Jake Laravia though. So what are your thoughts on Jake? He doesn't look like an NBA player, man.
He don't.
Jake Laravia looks like, they have those games, like timeout games, right? Mm-hmm. Looked like he did one of those games. It was like make a layup, make a free throw, make a three-pointer, half court heave, and you get like, $10,000 or something, right? Some of his was like, you get to play in an actual NBA game. And like, give it up for Jake Laravia. He looks like, give it up for Jake Laravia. Yeah. The last, who won the halftime competition. Like, he looks terrible, man. I made a joke saying he was dressed as an NBA player for Halloween. And it was a dope-ass costume, but he looks bad. Like, I hate that we're piling on him because it ain't his fault that he's playing this many minutes. Right. But he just flat-foot sucks, man. Like, he doesn't do anything. Like, I want to say he might have made a 3 last night. And we're calling him a shooter for a three-pointer he made 2 games. 1 3-pointer he made 2 games ago. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, he's terrible. Like, looking back, because a lot of people are going back to his draft and being critical of things. I'll say this to everyone who's kind of upset about the whole thing. And I'm critical of it. Now, I would have loved to have had Walker Kessler. But we are looking at that from the perfect view of hindsight. You know what I mean? Because it's like, at that time, you had Steven Adams on the roster. You had Brandon Clark, who was fresh off looking like a beast in the playoffs. You had Jaren Jackson Jr. You had Xavier Tillman, who was starting games because Steven Adams didn't start. You had 4 bigs on your roster. And Santi Aldama, who you, at that time, believed in, and they were justified in believing in him. So, acquiring another big when
makes sense.
You knew that you were about to lose Kyle Anderson, you knew you were about to lose DeAnthony Melton, 2 guys who, for one reason or another, they knew they didn't have long-term plans for it. Mm-hmm. You knew you were going to let Kyle Anderson walk, you weren't going to sign him, and you knew that you weren't going to sign Melton that next summer, so you moved him. You knew you had to get guys to replace those type of guys. You bring in, you get 5 of them to try to see if any of them stuck. None of them seem to be sticking.
And
you know what I mean?
Playing one of them,
and one of them ain't playing. So, you know what I mean? That's just what that was, man. But I was out on Jake at media day, when that man said he didn't make his high school basketball team, he was a junior. I said, man, this man was sorry till he was 17 at basketball. And he wasn't even a good team. He finally made his high school team at 17. My thing was, how did you get to college, bro? Like how? Anyway,
his height.
I don't know. But anyway, but I'm not really. I'm critical of it because of course we're seeing it not play out.
Yeah,
Roddy and Laravia are both struggling. I've never been as excited about Roddy as other people were, but I just think you have to look at what happened at the time, man. Like it's just what it was.
Just to speak on it, Jake, it comes to a point when you have to hope a player does something on the court and you just get excited when he does any little thing. That's how you know you missed. And with him, it's just like at some point, just got you. I guess you really can't right now because of the injuries, but at some point, you just gotta say we missed on that pick.
Yeah,
and guess what? It's fine. Like it happens.
It happens, bro. Because if you look around, what's my boy today? Book Night.
Oh yeah, see.
He was a guy that we were like, man,
him over Zaire.
Yeah, we all wanted Book Night over Zaire. That dude ain't even getting another deal.
Yep.
Terrible. He's been terrible in the league. There's a lot of guys who they've been fine, but it's often a draft pick anywhere in the draft is more likely not to pan out than to pan out. And for the Grizzlies to have in this 5-year run under Zach Kleiman, for everybody they've drafted, even your lower first round picks to be guys that are rotation players, except for Roddy and Laravia.
You did good.
In 5 years, I can't knock them for that, man. Like that same front office identified Desmond Bain, they identified Santi Aldama. They moved up to get Brandon Clark.
Yep.
All these, they got those guys. You know what I mean? So Xavier Tillman, they're all NBA rotation players. So I can't knock you because you've got these two that aren't panning out. It was a reach in that draft, but it kind of is what it is. G.G. Jackson moved down to the Hustle today. I hate to sound like I'm fresh out of Grizz Facebook or Twitter space, but G.G. Jackson, I would much rather see him. He can't be a worse defender than Jake Laravia, man. So why didn't we see a second of G.G. Jackson during this whole time, especially super shorthanded as you are? I know this sounds like we just swapped out Kenneth Lofton's name for G.G. Jackson, but
that's
even
fine,
with Lofton,
different position.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy's a 6'9", wingish type, 4'3", 3'4", however you want to see it type player. If anything, he can score the ball. In theory, he can score the ball.
Yep.
He's active on defense. Why didn't we just see a second of him? Like, why not?
No, to the point, even Vince Williams, who is a 3-and-D guy.
Both of them dudes have been on the roster.
Like, try somebody else.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You got more players. And you might not agree with this comparison, but the Tennessee Titans and Memphis Grizzlies kind of operate coaching staff. But you're 0-4.
And
you can't get frustrated after the game talking about get better. That's all you got to say. Simple as that. Try something different if you want to really try and get better.
Right, I'm with you on that for sure. I'm hoping it's an old term we haven't heard in a long time. A term called shopping somebody. I hope that they're kind of showcasing. If they showcasing Laravia, they ain't working. They looking sorry as hell. You ain't getting nothing for them. Do you think that when Luke Kennard and Santi Aldama get back, that really helps a lot? Do you think that will look like a totally different team returning those guys to the lineup?
It helps. I don't know about totally different team, but it definitely helps. One of the Grizzlies, probably the Grizzlies' main problem right now is scoring. And that's your two, even with everybody healthy, you still have Steven Adams, Brandon Clark, and Ja Morant. Santi Aldama and Luke Kennard would be your two scorers off the bench. But Brandon Clark is more of a hustle guy. Right. So you would have had those two. They would have been your two you would look to score off the bench.
Right.
So just off that alone, you got two people that can give you some more much-needed scoring that you didn't have, especially like last night. I'm pretty sure Santi Aldama could have got you double-digit points after the big three went for 20-plus hour apiece, and you would have had Santi and Luke who could have got you another 12 and 9, another 21 points because Tim Hardaway Jr. outscored that whole bench.
Tim Hardaway Jr. be looking like NBA Live Michael Jordan. For real, like if you only watch Grizzlies games, you would think that Tim Hardaway Jr. is one of the coldest dudes in the NBA.
You're another Grizz killer. We got to add to that list.
But he seems like a very underrated player still, though. Because I'm like, bro, like Tim Hardaway, if nothing else, he's a bucket getter, bro. Like he can hoop. Like so, he doesn't. You don't even hear him mentioning some of the categories of guys he should be mentioned with, though. Like you know what I mean? But yeah, he looked incredible against us for sure. And of course, this is my man Parish Sharkey, aka Jonathan Big J Journalist. I saw him with a little fedora. Kenny Stubblefield with a press sticker in the side of his hat.
Absolutely.
That's how locked in my boy is.
That's cap.
He said that's cap.
We're about to take a break, man. When we come back, we'll do this thing called a three-pointer. You gonna hang around with us, man? Hop on. All right. Well, Parish Sharkey gonna stay on for the three-pointer. And yeah, man, we'll be back in a minute. See you guys on Anthony Sain Show.
Bluff City Media and Bluff City NIL are proud partners of Coaching for Literacy, a Memphis nonprofit using the power of sports to impact childhood literacy. When you donate to Bluff City NIL through Coaching for Literacy, your gift is 100% tax deductible. This partnership is a win-win-win. Tiger student athletes win in the NIL landscape. Coaching for Literacy wins by engaging Tiger student athletes in this monumental cause. And most importantly, elementary students in Memphis receive support to become strong readers. To donate today, visit coachingforliteracy.org/bluff-city.
We've seen this happen where they have these second half, fourth quarter, late collapses, and it just looked all too damn familiar.
Yeah. No, I mean, I couldn't agree.
Did they pull through? Sure.
Yes.
But, it doesn't leave you feeling all warm and fuzzy and good inside.
No, I mean, the biggest thing that it's like a breath of, not fresh air, but just a relief, I guess, is that they didn't lose.
They didn't
this
crumble.
Game. No, they crumbled. They just didn't lose.
They answered at the very end when they needed to. Seth Hennigan, shout out to Seth. That was one thing throughout his career. Name a fourth quarter, game-winning drive, comeback drive that he has been able to.
Very annoying.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Derrick Henry, over 75.5 rushing yards. Okay, it's minus 114 right now. I just played it. It's over on FanDuel. Okay, well, I do love this play, and let me tell you why. I'm going to pull up the stats real quick that I have over here on my buddy Derrick Henry. His first year, he was behind DeMarco Murray in 2016. Didn't play much, right? Well, let's give you the last matchups he's had dating back all the way to 2017 against a division rival in the Colts, okay? His first game where he was the starter, he had 19 rush attempts on 131 yards. Okay, let me give you those five games leading up into 2019.
Tune into Bluff City Bets presented by Zen Sports with Mark King and Daniel Greer every Tuesday and Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube network.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Got my guy, Parish Sharkey. He going to rock this three-pointer with me, man. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to start off with a semi-segment today called Shit I Don't Understand. And that's going to be reserved for sports that I know they exist. I kind of watch them, but there's certain elements of it I don't really get. I might bring you on for WNBA stuff, too, because I know you're a WNBA guy. So this is NFL I'm talking about today. I watched the NFL. I grew up on the NFL, man. I consider myself a San Francisco 49ers fan growing up as a kid. Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Joe Montana, that era. And then when the Titans came to Memphis, I started rocking with the Titans. Then when they went to Nashville, I rocked with them till they started getting ass, and then I just fell back. Like I was good. I kind of stopped caring once they moved on from Stephen Air. Stephen Air probably is one of my favorite players of all time.
That's my all-time favorite player.
And then when they got Vince Young, I was with it for a minute. He got on the cover of Madden.
And they screwed
then got sorry.
Well, I still playing some of the LG official, but
then he disappeared and was eating chicken wings. Got found eating chicken wings.
He big now.
Yeah, that's a horrible way that you found missing for 72 hours, and then they find you eating chicken wings.
Hey, I do have a real quick question for Parish about it. The 49ers just got Chase Young. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, the rich are getting richer, but got to steal. Got the best D-line in the league now. So
that's crazy. Chase Young is a beast. Anyway,
I ain't playing. But this is my shit I don't understand for you. The Titans got rid of their safety, right?
Yeah, Kevin Byard.
All right. So they traded him for nothing, and then it looks like they're about to do a fire sale. Looks like they're about to rebuild or whatever, right?
It's confusing.
All right. So explain. All right. If you what made you go from all right, we're competing to now we're rebuilding in the middle of the season? And then you play Will Levis, and he comes out there looking like Joe Montana in his first game. 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns his first game. I'm like, okay, so why do you exhaust all your resources and see what all your quarterbacks look like? And then, because maybe you'd have started that guy from the beginning, you would have been okay. You wouldn't have to start trading dudes. Now, they haven't totally broken it up, but it looks like this kind of route they were on. But like, why didn't we see this dude earlier? I mean, because y'all had a whole training camp. Because when they drafted him, I was like, okay, that dude's probably good. He's probably better than Malik Willis, because I know I saw Titan fans saying Malik Willis sucks. I've heard everybody say, oh, the dude's terrible. He can't play football. So why didn't they play this dude? Like, there's no way that dude wouldn't get in camp. If he came out and had 4 touchdowns in his first game, there's no way he looked worse than Malik Willis in camp. So for the shit I don't understand, Parish Sharkey help me out with it.
Mike Vrabel, don't nobody understand him. But going on the Kevin Byard piece. More draft picks, which you got the 5th and the 6th. Send him back home where he's from, give him a chance to win a Super Bowl, and just move forward and see what happens in this next game against the Falcons, which was looking like, okay, if we lose, all right, we might trade Derrick Henry. We won. Since we won, all right, let's go.
It just seems like such a. I mean, that's such a nice gesture from a sorry ass team to let me just send you where you. I mean, it just sounds dumb, man. Like none of that makes sense to me. Like then you're like,
I agree.
Well, if we beat the Falcons, if we lose, we go. No, man, why do y'all? It seems like Will Levis be the whole time, bro. Like, did y'all not have a training camp and see this dude was good?
And don't get me started on Mike Vrabel, because his language is so. This whole week coming up to the game, he's saying he don't know who start. He gonna play both quarterbacks.
Like, nah, man.
Like, what he tried to play both quarterbacks.
Get that dude out of here, man. Well, yeah.
And even now, he's saying Ryan Tannehill still could potentially start.
Nah, get him out of here.
That's what we're going through.
I don't. That was shit I don't understand. A sub-segment of the three-pointer by Anthony Sain. Number 2, James Harden, traded to the Clippers. Oh, man. If this was 2011, boy, woo, that team would look good as hell. I still think they're gonna be good though, man. Like those dudes can still play. And if you got Harden, unless they're like really bitten by the injury bug, you're gonna get 2 out of their big 3 in the playoffs. I can't see like
all 4.
All of them out. I mean, but it doesn't make any sense. The team, they got rid of a lot of their depth or whatever to make this deal happen. They'll be fine. I think they'll be really good at times, especially if they're full strength. I'm not going to – James Harden got what he wanted. Cool. We'll see how that works out. I'm one of them dudes, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of silently pulling for this because I would not mind seeing Paul George or James Harden get a championship or Russell Westbrook. I would be happy if those dudes got a championship. I hate to see the Clippers win a championship, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of because of the way they kind of have built that team or whatever, but like it's strictly just the dudes that they went out and got. Like
literally all 4.
And what's the kid's name with the
and they still got Norman Powell.
What's the one they got this evil what's the guy in Philadelphia with the dreadlocks? The young kid.
Oh, Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, they got evil Tyrese Maxey and Tyrese Maxey and your boy with the Clippers are literally the same dudes to me. And I wonder what they would look like when they cut their hair off. I'm like, man, if them dudes didn't have dreads.
You talking about Bones?
Bones.
No, not Bones.
Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann. If Terrence Mann
refused to trade.
If them dudes cut their hair off, bro, they be some weird looking dudes if they had dreads, man, for real. But yeah, I think the Clippers are gonna be fine. I think they're gonna be good. Is what I mean. What I'm trying to say. I think this trade make them better. They lost a lot of depth, but you gotta kind of got some. You kind of got some.
You still got Norman Powell coming off the bench.
Oh, they got it. They still got.
Yeah, and Terrence Mann.
Yeah, they still got a good bench. But they got rid of a lot of their interchangeable wings they had.
So is Russ going to the bench, you think?
I don't know, man, because you got too many dudes who like want the ball. Like
you can't do Russ, James.
I know Russ and Harden played together before,
a long time ago.
But then you got I mean, even a couple years ago, in Houston,
but
you didn't have Paul George.
Houston, yeah, you're
you
right.
didn't have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard with them too.
I just wonder, can Harden play off the ball? Like if you told Harden just chill out, could he do it? I got to see it, man.
If he could do it, then why did he stay in Philly?
His problem is he stand like when he does play off ball, he just stands there. He doesn't move.
Yeah,
and it's like that's the problem.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't mind it. Yeah, shout out to James Harden. He got what he wanted. I think Philly's gonna be good though. Philly got a lot of interchangeable dudes. You got Batum. Yeah. You got
Robert
Covington.
I love that. I love Robert Covington.
One of the Morris twins. Yeah, I like that for Philadelphia, man. They got some guys that kind of fit their culture anyway. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good move for them for sure. Number 3. Penny Hardaway just going off right here, man. Saying shit.
I love it.
On the heels of a 106-49 exhibition game, I was in the house for the game, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We would have to fight midway through the second half. Like, bro, no, y'all not just gonna beat the hell out of us, man. Like, for real, like, all right, bro. Like, because I think the Lane College's center was like 6'3". I'm like, all right, bro. Like, we for the fight, man. Memphis, like, that was the worst beating I've ever seen in an exhibition game ever. And it seems like Memphis was, like, effortlessly doing it. And Tiger basketball fans, y'all talk about, I'm a fake fan and I'm this, I'm that. No, y'all being fake, bro. Because I'm like, how are y'all not losing y'all mind excited about how good this team look? And I'm not basing it off of no damn Lane College game. I've been saying that for months. This team is extremely talented, extremely experienced. What is wrong with y'all? Like, I've seen y'all get excited. Kenneth Stubblefield tell you, I was,
massive.
No, I'm just out there no more. No, I wasn't Blue Crew. But now I'm just saying, though, bro, like, y'all, why are y'all not excited about this damn team? They look good as hell. But anyway, Penny Hardaway shooting off, said, I probably need to have some private scrimmages. Basically, I'm tired of playing these bum-ass exhibition games. Just go give me some private scrimmages. But the craziest thing he said was, man, you know, our non-conference schedule is everything, man, because our conference is ass. Yeah. Basically, what Penny was saying. That's cool, man. He ain't lying. He ain't lying at all. But Penny, you got to run the table.
Man. Say you better not lose on conference game.
You got to run the table. You can't talk like that and then lose to whoever, North Texas. No, they ain't in our conference.
Yeah, they are.
They are. Damn.
Even Josh Paston.
Our conference garbage as hell. Damn.
Go lose to Charlotte.
Because I was. Shout out to Tiger football for their comeback.
Of North Texas.
Shout out to their comeback. The Tiger football team had
2 comebacks.
But I was like, okay, why are we playing North Texas though? And now I see they are in our conference.
Yep.
Damn, that's kind of ass. Rice is in our conference too.
Yep.
Shit, man.
It's basically Conference USA again.
It's Conference USA, UAB.
Yeah, they need to run the table, bro.
Charlotte.
They don't need to lose none of these sorry moves at all. But yeah, man. But that's the 3-pointer. My boy, Parish Sharkey, a.k.a. Johnny Big J journalist with the fedora and the press pass. I'm going to get you one of them for Christmas, man.
Pocket protector.
Oh, that man be super locked in. That man had to, he ain't doing nothing on his phone. He got a notepad.
Yeah.
With the spiral notepad joint. Yeah. My boy Parish Sharkey, I'm proud of you, though, man. You're doing your thing, though, man. Locked in, man. Smooth in the locker room on these folks, bro. My man Parish Sharkey in the building. We'll come back. It's Inside the Sain Brain here on the Anthony Sain Show. See y'all in a minute. You see a lot of people who go after Ryan and say, oh my gosh, you know, same old story, letting a bad team back in the game, almost losing or losing most of the time. They actually won this one. As a football guy, as a dude who just watched the players, who watched that game with my eyeballs, I saw a collective letting go of the rope. Now, I guess if you're going to go after Ryan, you'd say, we've seen this before. This continues to happen. He didn't have his guys ready to go. I thought they were in positions to go make plays. They just didn't make the plays they were supposed to. And that's frustrating to me when you see a comeback like that. It just almost becomes confirmation bias for a lot of the fan base. It's like, look at this. Look, this shit's happening again.
Yeah.
Right. It's like confirmation bias. But if you really watch that game, it was a collective letting go of the rope by a lot of the players actually playing on the field. And it was very strange to me.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
TJ, was this a wake-up call?
I'm nervous by that question. I'm not going to lie. We prepared for this.
What are you doing?
We also need a little wake-up call, don't you think?
Oh, great heavens. What does that say?
These are smelling salts. This is called bottled insanity. Oh, it still sucks. It still sucks.
You're very familiar with the fart spray. First time I ordered that and it got to the house, I unscrewed the cap and sniffed it alone in my kitchen, and I woke up about 15 minutes later and I didn't know what happened. Energy, focus, and strength. I'm absolutely.
I'm going to go to a little clinic after this.
I can't do it.
Just do it. You need a wake-up call. I think this was a wake-up call. Do you shake it up? How are you doing that?
That's not. Nothing's happening.
Can you breathe?
I mean, I don't understand.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
He is absolute monster. He's going to give us one of the worst defenses in the league. They allow 28 points per game. And he's got 3 games of over 150 yards this year and a game with over 200 yards. Like, we were talking about guys, oh, yeah, he's a 100-yard game. That's awesome. There are so many guys that don't even get to 100 yards a whole season, much less do it over 150 in 3 games out of the 5 already in 1 year, and have a game with over 200 yards is crazy for me. And Tyreek Hill is still $9,400. I think it's high. Don't get me wrong, but there are higher. There are people that are slated higher than him, priced higher than Tyreek Hill as a wide receiver this week. Believe it or not,
Tune into Bluff City Bets presented by Zen Sports with Mark King and Daniel Greer every Tuesday and Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. on the
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Final segment of the show. Shout out to my man Parish Sharkey doing double duty, doing 2 segments with me. Good stuff for him. I'm really proud of Parish though, man.
Yes, sir.
He's really, finding his way, man. I haven't been in the locker room with him because when the game's over, I get the hell about that biatch. Let's be honest with you. I slide up out of there and try to beat traffic. I ain't gonna lie, man. I kind of feel, I ain't gonna say I feel accomplished, but I'm just kind of like, I don't really have a desire to do all that anymore. I don't have a desire to be in the locker room and going to the post-game press conferences. And I was listening to Sharon Brown.
Yep.
Her podcast she does. And she had Candace Haggins, I think is her name. You know what I'm talking about?
That name sounds familiar.
She does a podcast with David Williams and Isaac Simpson.
Oh, okay.
She had her and also Young Harriet on the podcast. It was like an all women podcast. And she was I listened to it. And she gave me a shout out as being the person who inspired her to start Our Heart in Hoop City, which was her original blog that she started, All Ladies blog.
Yeah, I love it.
And then that part, she parlayed that into being the beat writer for the Memphis Flyer. I was like, damn, man, like I care more about that type of stuff.
Yep.
Than anything I'm doing really for myself, man. Just seeing other people, go out here and do their thing. And Parish is one of those dudes. I'm just excited to see him.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it for BCM as well.
Man.
Being able to introduce new people to the to this game and
got some more announcements we'll be making probably pretty soon.
Absolutely.
On that tip, man. Excited about it, man. Excited about all of it.
Got a little Sain Asylum and BCM
yeah, man. Look at that. Asylum Media Group / BCM Production in the building. Bow, 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 bow.
Let's go.
Hey, yo! But yeah, anyway.
I love it.
No. Now what they say? No Asylum Media Group. I done broke this thing again. It's all right, bro. I'm just gonna do this like I'm in this, like I'm rapping, son.
Let's do
like
it.
I'm rapping, son. Hey, yo. Inside the same brain. We're gonna talk about. There you go, man. Hey, yo. No. Hold on. New Asylum Media Group. Featuring Anthony Sain. We're in the building. But yeah, man, for real though. For real though, man. We're gonna talk about the weather, man. And the weather is changing, man. The seasons are changing.
I love it.
It went from summer to winter. Like we skipped the whole damn fall outside, man. It's cold as shit outside.
I love it.
At the Grizzlies game, it was cold. And I'm glad you said you love it. I love this type of weather too, man. And I live by a simple way of thinking, man. Is that if it's hot outside, it ain't really nothing you can do about it, man.
Nothing
you can get
do.
butt ass, booty out, ding-a-ling, swinging naked, bro. It's still gonna be hot as hell.
You're still gonna be sweating.
You're gonna be hot as hell, bro. But if it's cold, you can just bundle up. You can just put more shit on.
Yeah.
Like hot, bro. Like, and I hear people like, "Oh, this is that weather y'all wanted." Yeah, this is the weather we wanted, man.
Weather.
Like for real.
I want this.
Cause I like to have my hoodies on,
Yes,
or my
sir.
hoodie full zips on, and
Hoodie season is the best season by far.
man. Like, you ain't, and especially like when it's that weather where it's like you really ain't got to do nothing to your thermostat in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can just kind of have nothing on in that mug. Like I like that, man.
Because I like to sleep cold.
Yeah.
I like it. I like my room cold.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Yeah.
shout out to the fall, man. For sure.
We don't get much of a fall here or a spring here.
Yeah.
It goes
Either
from
hot
hot
as shit,
or cold.
as shit.
Yeah.
But shout out to cold weather, man. I'm not a hot weather guy. When I get hot, I get mad, want to fight folks. When I get cold, I just bundle up or go inside or whatever I need to do. But if it's hot, man.
Yeah, I get mad.
Man, if I'm in a room and it's hot as hell, like, man, I'm not going in there.
Nope.
Man, my boss at my job, she gets mad at me because she don't get mad at me. It's just kind of a thing. She runs a space heater all the time. But it's like this, and it's like if I go in there and it's hot, like I'm getting right back up out that joint. And she'll always laugh at me for it. I won't even full step in her office. But man, I can definitely deal with the cold other than the hot. Now, if it's like a certain level of cold, that could be almost punishing. Like I will agree that can be bad too. But nah, man, I can always bundle up. If it's hot as shit, you just gonna be hot.
I mean, you know Mark King, one of the owners of Bluff City Media. This man, I walked into his house in the middle of the summer, and he had a hoodie on and it had the heat on at 80 degrees.
Why?
In his office because he gets cold. I walked into that room and I instantly walked out.
That brother might be iron deficient. Yeah, if there's something like that going on, I can't do it, bro.
It's too much.
Yeah, I can't do it at all.
Yep.
Nah, but shout out to all my fall lovers. It's the weather, man. The colors outside,
beautiful.
The leaves, all that type of stuff. I don't like that it gets dark fast.
No, that's off. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's about to be dark outside right now.
Yeah, right now. But yeah, man, shout out to all the kids who out trick-or-treating, trunk-or-treating, whatever you're doing tonight. Y'all be safe. Shout out to, who else we giving shout outs to? Man, y'all be safe out here in these streets, though, man. It's wild times out here in the city of Memphis for sure. Let them have that shit, man. That's what I'm going to say to anybody out there. You know, it ain't worth losing your life over, man. Sad times, wild times going on in the city, man. It's our city, though, man. Like, we are the solution. You know what I mean? Like, we got to care. We got to give it down. It's not these people's kids out here doing stuff. It's our kids.
Man, it's our kids.
Doing stuff. We have to take them
100%
under our. We have to care, man, and we got to stop being afraid of them, and we got to start figuring out solutions to this stuff for sure. Props to Mayor-elect Paul Young, man, got a lot on his plate coming in soon.
Yeah, he does.
And I know a lot of people are gonna make it a pissing contest when it comes down to him. Like, wasn't it? No, bro. It's gonna. Not one person can change this. We have to change this. This is our city. We got to take it back, man. Y'all take care. Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. See you guys Friday, man, on the Anthony Sain Show, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.